Hello, Seiiti Arata. There is a recent discovery showing that we make some decisions that take us away from the path of financial prosperity. It is as if the brain has a bug that keeps us poor. For me to be able to explain you how our money psychology stops us from making good financial decisions, let me ask you a question. Can you use your imagination? Alright, good. So relax and let me clearly describe the following statement to you. Imagine that you are in a shop close to your house and you're going to buy a pair of shoes paying $100. Imagine the exact pair of shoes, just like you wanted them. You decided that you really want that product. It's perfect. You agree that it is worth paying $100. It is exactly the product that you wanted. And before you pay, you discover quickly, checking your internet on your phone, that there is another shop 500 meters away, within walking distance, that has the same pair of shoes, the same brand, the same size, the same color, everything the same, only with 50% off because they're having a sale. Okay, so the same product, $50 discount. And then you decide to go and get your discount. Now, continue to imagine another similar situation. You go to the car dealership near your house and you're going to buy a new car. Imagine that car exactly how you want it. A pretty car. It costs $20,000. You researched it and you think it's worth it because the car is really awesome. It's exactly the product that you wanted. So now you're ready to make the payment, and then you discover, checking the internet quickly, that there is another dealership 500 meters away selling the same car, the same color, the same model, everything exactly the same, however with a price of $19,950. That is the same product with $50 discounted. Can you imagine that? All right. Now the question that I ask you is this: what about now? Are you going to go to the other car dealership to buy the other car? Pause the video now and be sincere and answer with a very simple comment. I will or I will not. Did you answer in the comments? Are you the type of person that understands the value of your money? Are you a rational person? Almost everybody will say yes. I can't imagine somebody typing here, well, Seiiti, I am irrational, or saying that they don't care about money. This is why we say in the title of the video that this is a bug in your brain inducing irrational behavior, undesired, inconsistent behavior that makes us poor, that takes us away from financial prosperity, and I'll explain to you now how. Most people in general like to say that they will not go to the other car dealership. There are people that will listen to me, and I'm clearly saying that in the first part of the problem, they already decided to go to the other shop 500 meters away to get $50 discount on a pair of shoes. That part was not a choice, that was part of the problem. It was an assumption. It was for you to imagine. And then after that announcement, then comes the question, will you also go to the other car dealership that has 500 meters away, $50 discount? And a lot of people will say that they will not go because they will say $50 is quite little, it is not worth it. Look, the car costs $20,000. So it's not going to make a big difference, right? Whether you pay $20,000 or if you pay $19,950. Have you realized where the bug in your brain is? Where we are lacking good reasoning? Notice that what we are discussing here is the value that you attribute, that you allocate to your effort for walking 500 meters further, the time that you will spend going to the other shop. And in the statement of the problem, it has already been established that $50 saved are worth your time. $50 are good. They're worth the calories that you're gonna burn on your 500 meters walk to go to the other shop. Therefore, if you want to be a rational person, if you want to be a consistent person, that's the same case when you're going to buy the car, because these are still $50 being saved. They should be worth your time to go to the other dealership. The correct thing would be to look here in the comments and have 100% of people saying, I will. And if you have been fooled by this example, you have been a victim of the Weber-Fechner effect that says that the changes in your brain are relative. Imagine, for example, that you're carrying 3 kilos of weight in your suitcase, and then you come, put some stuff in there, 1 extra kilo. you will easily notice the difference because, well, now you have 4 kilos because before you had 3. Now, if you had a suitcase of 30 kilos and then I put 1 extra kilo, that extra kilo will still be 1 kilo, but your brain is not able to register it in the same way because proportionally it is less. So this is a subjective analysis. It depends on the subject. Despite the difference in how the brain makes the interpretations, 1 kilo is still 1 kilo. $50 are still $50. That is objective. Does not depend on the subject. It is a characteristic of the object. What matters is the amount of money, not the percentage that your brain can see. Now that you learned a logical method of decision making, after this explanation, it may have, made sense to you to understand that you should not allow yourself to be fooled by the percentage of the discount, because instead of paying $100 in one case, you're going to pay $50, so you have 50% of discount, looks good. But in the case of the car, you have less than 1%. So if you just become dazzled by looking at the percentage, logically, you're not going to want to make an effort to get a better price. So stop only thinking about the percentage of the discount when you're deciding whether to buy something or not. There are people, for example, they spend half an hour in a shop whining and arguing with the sales assistant, asking for the manager, embarrassing themselves to fight for a good discount. In that case, they are paying $20 for a product that costs $25, and then they come back to you and they're bragging about it and say, oh yeah, I'm great, I managed to get 20% of discount. Forget that idea. Forget the idea that you got 20%. The percentage doesn't matter. You traded half an hour of your life for $5. The same person who traded half an hour for $5 is the same person who will later be too lazy to use that same amount of time to do something for extra income, to invest better. And many times they'll get a much bigger financial gain. If the person is there in a grocery store or in a bakery complaining because they don't want to accept candy as change, they want that little penny, and at the same time these are people who don't want to be embarrassed by asking for a discount in a big expense in a fancy shop, and then they go and they spend a fortune. That's the same person that tries to save by not buying coffee, and the coffee that they really want, they're controlling themselves, they almost get blue in the face from craving, but that same person later will go finance their own house, they're going to buy a new car, and they don't know how to negotiate properly, they don't know how to interpret the interest-funded payment plan, and they end up paying dozens of thousands more because of financial ignorance. Do you understand? Makes no sense to be saving on little things only to spend big on what you shouldn't afterwards. Spending on what you can't. It is not consistent, it is not rational. This is a bug in the brain that impoverishes people, and I'm going to tell you something even worse. Now that you know the Weber-Fechner effect, the famous bug brain that impoverishes people, you may think that now you can behave in a different way, right? Well, unfortunately that is wrong. What you know doesn't matter. What matters is what you do with what you know. And there are so many people who just go around saying that, they will behave in a different way, but in practice, in real life, they end up still behaving irrationally. Talk is cheap. Acting is something completely different. This is why I invite you to understand how to put all that financial knowledge that you need into practice by watching our special classes that you will find visiting the link arata.se/money taboo.